We're live.
Live, we might as well get going. I think it's 6:30, right?
Yep,
We
we're
do
live.
need to go through that drill with the electronic to bring her in.
Absolutely. Mr. Chairman of the Northwood Zoning Board of Adjustments, call the meeting to order at 6:30. We have one member participating electronically, Betsy Colburn. What's the reason you can't attend the meeting in person, Betsy? Medical is the reason? Is there anybody present in the location with you? No. No one is present. Members present, Ted Wilkinson,
Here.
Pam Sanderson,
Present.
and Justin Miller, present. Voting designation shall be all members present. All votes will be conducted by roll call. And we'll move right into the minutes. We have minutes of October 25th, 2021. Does everybody have the minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes.
All right. Everybody get a chance to look them over?
Yep.
They look pretty good to me.
I'm happy to make a motion to approve the minutes of October 25th as presented.
We have a motion,
Second.
have a second. Any further discussion?
Errors and omissions.
Nothing? Do you have anything? No? All right. Ted, how do you vote?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Justin's yes. Betsy, how do you vote? Yes. Yes. So October 25th is all set. On to the minutes of November 8th, 2021. Everybody have a copy of the minutes and had a chance to review them?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
All right, great. They look just as good as the other minutes. Thought there was one thing.
I agree. I haven't seen anything substantive. Therefore, I move that we approve the minutes of November 8th as carefully done by our secretary and administrative assistant.
We have a motion. We have a second?
Second.
Second. Any further discussion? Nope. Hearing none. Ted, how do you vote?
Yes.
Pam?
Yes.
Justin's yes. Betsy? Yes. All right. Minutes are complete. Move right on. We have case 21-5, Richard and Carol Jobin, 17 North Lane, map 108, lot 46. Applicant seeks to replace the existing seasonal residential home with a new year-round residential home and request the following relief. Appeal of RSA 674-41-2 to permit the conversion of a seasonal home to year-round home on a private road. And if you could just state your name.
Richard Jobin.
All right. Thank you. All right. Once you're all set, Mr. Jobin, if you want to give us an overview, what are you here for today?
Well, we're here for a final variances application for appeal on RSA 674-41-2. Unfortunately, we had it last month, but it was on the wrong application. So that's why we're back here again today. So hopefully we can go through the process and get it taken care of today.
All right. This time, if there's any abutters, any members of the public, seeing none, we don't have any correspondence from anybody. All right. All right. Anything from the board before we begin anything? Any questions?
I have no particular questions. I mean, I think this application very easily meets the criteria in 67441 because they have such a robust and long-standing road maintenance operation going there. And that's the heart and soul of 67441. That is protecting the town, indemnifying the taxpayers unless some disaster happened and the homeowner says, oh, the ambulance couldn't get there in time. This has been amply covered, and I'm well satisfied. So, no, sir, I have no questions.
Kudos to you, you said it all.
Betsy, do you have any questions or comments for the applicant? All right. Well, we can get
Mr.
right
Chair,
in-
I have a procedural question, I have a conceptual question. Is this technically a variance, or is this, he's appealing for relief from 674-41?
That's correct.
I think
It's
that's
not a
correct.
variance.
Okay, good, thank you.
My mistake, yeah.
And
So we don't have to go through the 5 steps?
No,
Just
you
review
should
the
have a sheet
criteria.
right in front of you.
Right.
just the facts.
Yeah, you
It
need to,
used to be in the purview of the Board of Selectmen, and then the RSA changed it over to appeal directly to the zoning.
Right.
so-
well, a person still may be able to, or not may, they may choose to go through the Board of Selectmen. However, they would have to follow the guidelines set forth by the Board of Selectmen, and that includes, in many situations, providing an engineered road plan. So typically, most people would prefer to try to meet the standard here.
Thank you.
Well, we'll get right into the questions, Mr. Jobin.
Sure.
I'll read the question, and you can give us the response. So the application for appeal, RSA 674-41-2, facts supporting this request. Enforcement of the frontage standard would entail practical difficulty or unnecessary hardship.
This is an existing lot that was developed prior to zoning requirements. Enforcement of the frontage standard would prohibit the owner from redeveloping the lot to meet current septic system, building safety codes, and stormwater management requirements. Therefore, denial of this would result in an unnecessary hardship to the owners.
The circumstances of the case do not require the building or structure to be related to existing or proposed streets.
This is an existing lot with existing structures. The lot is accessed by a private road, North Lane, that is maintained by the Northwood Cove Village District. The lot is located in an area with similar lots that are accessed by this private road.
The erection of the building will not tend to distort the official map or increase the difficulty of carrying out the master plan.
This is an existing lot located on a private road that is maintained by the Northwood Cove Village District Association. This lot is located in an area of similar lots that were created in the 1940s and accessed by this private road. The erection of a building on this lot will not distort the official map or increase difficulty carrying out the master plan.
Erection of the building will not cause hardship to future purchases or undue financial impact on the municipality.
This is an existing lot on a private road that is maintained by the Northwood Cove Village District Association. This is an area of similar lots that were created in the 1940s and accessed by this private road. The erection of a new building will not cause hardship to future purchases or undue financial impact on the municipality.
Anybody have any questions? I know.
I certainly do
No.
not.
One thing I had.
I have no questions.
Okay, sorry. Betsy, do you have anything? No. So I saw in here that the Northwood Cove Village District maintains that road.
They do, right. That's actually, it's actually, we pay that through our tax bill.
Oh, okay, that's what I was going to get
Yeah,
at. I
it's-
thought that
it's-
was,
A
okay.
chunk of it comes on our tax bill, the entire,
Okay.
there's four driveways, 4 roads up there,
Yeah.
North Lane, Wood Terrace, Cove Way Association Driveway, all the people up there contribute, and
Okay.
they take care of the road. Actually, they just did a nice job on it not too long ago, clearing it out and making it in good shape for the winter.
Sure.
And
Great.
that's a nice example of community organizing, too, to keep that many people together and paying
Yeah.
in for a common
It
good.
is. It's well worth it. Well worth it.
Yeah, I just checked because I was thinking that with the private roads, how there's a lot of associations. and
Sure.
Reading that, it's like no association.
Yeah,
but
we,
I've
we,
heard-
we
This is
appreciate it that
actually-
it comes out that
yeah,
way. It
it's
makes a lot of
actually
sense to us.
district.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
village
what,
district.
I've heard there's some other areas in town
Yep,
that have the
there
same
are a
thing.
few of them,
so,
yeah.
okay, that's even better.
And they have representation within like the budget committee and,
Yeah, great,
Yep.
good, excellent. All right, nobody from the public? So at this point, I'm going to close public comment, and we'll move right on. However anybody wants to proceed.
Okay, well, I would be happy to make a motion that the zoning board of adjustment approve the relief sought by Richard and Carol Jobin in case 21-5. I'm well satisfied, and I believe the board is, with the answers given for the appeal of RSA 674-41, and therefore, this is a motion to approve.
okay? I'll let Betsy have the opportunity to second if she'd like.
We have the motion. Does anybody else want a second? Betsy seconds.
All righty.
Any further discussion?
No, I
Nope.
think we've seen this property. We've been through numerous of the little variants. It's a good, what I particularly like is the water mitigation and the removal of all that extra asphalt. Get more permeable land
Right.
there. So I think overall this is a great win-win situation. And again, with the Cove District, it's a terrific thing.
Hearing no further comments. Ted, how do you vote?
I vote yes.
Pam?
Yes?
Justin's yes. And Betsy? Yes. All right.
There you go.
You know, I want to thank you guys. I know it's been kind of a long process, but
Well,
you-
I wanna
I
apologize.
appreciate you working through.
Yeah,
with us.
sometimes it is. But it's little
Yeah,
tiny
it was,
things that you have to do properly.
I
Commend you for doing it all
Yeah.
properly.
And thank you for coming back with, the appeal and.
I had one, my daughter asked me a very strange question the other day, and I didn't have the answer to it, and I said I would ask. Carol and I are very excited to get this project moving, but if something were to happen to us, untoward, whatever,
A delay in,
or whatever, no, just, I mean, we were in an accident or something, are these variances and approvals assigned only to us, Carol and I, or could, for instance, my daughter and son-in-law, who love the property and want to continue to use the property, if we were gone, would they be able to, would they have to go back through the process of going through the variances?
It goes with the land, not the application.
goes with the land.
Goes with the land.
But you have a time frame, correct?
Right.
When the variance.
2
Yeah,
years.
these are
2 years.
I think my shoreland, which I got, is good for 5. My septic design from the state, I think, is good for 4.
Yeah.
So these are good for 2
years,
2
yeah.
years, anybody could
Yeah.
look forward with the
Because it
project.
goes with the land.
All right, that's great. All right, I appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
right, Mr. Jobin, take care.
Bye.
Take care.
You too. Yeah, then there seems to be a drama brewing here. Where is the other applicant?
I'm waiting, is there like a picket line outside?
Gosh, I don't know.
Oh, nothing.
Thanks.
Just
Yeah,
very
Richard.
quiet.
It was at 7 o'clock.
For those of you at home, we're waiting. Wasn't it one before that one of the participants had thought we were a 7 o'clock meeting?
Yeah.
But the applicant certainly knows what time the meeting is.
Absolutely, yeah, I saw that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do we know who's behind the multifamily elderly housing project? I mean, the owner of record, I think he lives on North River Lake Road.
Kurt Nyland?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was the former chairman of the zoning board,
Okay,
so he was on when I came on.
cool.
But briefly.
But I don't know, I mean, it's typically difficult to get upfront financing for, I mean, a 22-unit project. It's a significant investment. I mean, it's many millions of dollars.
It's
And
a-
so,
It's a question, well, it's kind of out of our purview because we're here for the system.
Betsy, we're
Of
just
course.
waiting
That's-
for
I mean, I will
the
tell you that I'm
applicant for
very
the
much in
second
favor
case
of
to show up.
affordable
They're
housing
not
and
currently here
multifamily
right
housing.
now.
We need housing. We desperately need housing.
Yeah.
Everywhere, every kind of
All
housing.
right, I just spoke with Curtis, and he thought that the meeting was tomorrow night, but he said he's on his way.
Oh, my goodness. He's up for it. That's the one thing about a town meeting is everybody's fairly close.
Right.
Now, I don't believe we've done a cistern before. Is there any specific reference to cistern? I didn't notice any
I
on the
think it's
notes,
just
Linda.
considered a structure under
It
our...
is considered a
Right,
structure.
that's why we have to look at the
In
setbacks.
Northwood, almost everything is considered a structure,
Right.
even paving
Oh, okay, yeah.
can be considered a structure, especially if it's a site plan for a business, then you have to.
Yeah.
But the cistern is an underground, you know what a cistern is, holding water, and it is a requirement of the subdivision, and in this case, it came up somewhat at the last minute as to the location of where the best place to put it was, so
Yeah,
it was realized that it would be a little too close to the front of the property.
Right. Now, a cistern captures water, and what, the number of gallons. What is done with it? It's a holding tank.
It's a holding tank.
What, is it for fire protection? or is
Yes,
it for
fire
access-
suppression.
It's a fire
fire
suppression.
suppression until the tankers get there.
So it is collecting groundwater. Where's the feed?
Oh, no, there's no feed. It's just being held there.
So the water that's in it comes from,
Well, sometimes I think I don't know, Justin might know more about that. I think they fill them with a tank.
okay,
They-
all right.
As far as
You
I
know how they have those
Yeah.
cool water trucks
So
and stuff?
they are not open like a drain.
Oh, no, they're a closed
No,
unit.
it's completely
Okay,
enclosed.
completely closed.
Closed,
Okay.
underground
do
completely.
they
You'd
have
probably
like a-
never know it was even there.
Exactly.
Do they have a hydrant or a pipe that comes up? or
Yes,
something?
they
Yeah,
would
okay, that
definitely
was
have
going
a
on the
big,
site.
Yes.
big
Okay,
drinking
all
straw,
right.
and they put it...
There's also a
Yeah,
fire
squash.
pond around the corner from that as well.
They what, I'm saying?
There's also a fire pond not too far from there as
Right,
well.
and with a really good battery on the tanker, they could probably hit it from the station.
Right?
But yeah, a cistern we have not dealt with before.
No.
Not in that regard.
I
so-
can't
Well,
imagine a
we don't
structure.
get that many multi-unit
Yeah.
projects in Northwood.
So it's completely contained, so there's no flow or groundwater or table? or
Nothing.
anything,
Correct.
or
Yes, good
road
answer.
runoff. Okay.
I can't imagine a structure, under our technical definition of structure, that is less impactful on anything, anytime, anybody, than a fully buried underground water system.
Well,
But-
septic systems are subject to as you know, are subject to the structure. The definition says above ground or below ground,
Yeah.
so.
But of course, with a septic, you do have to be aware of the radius and stuff migrating, as opposed to the cistern, which does not.
Right,
Closed
completely
tank.
enclosed, yeah. There's a couple of exceptions in the zoning ordinance for fences and signs that are
okay.
not subject to the,
Right, no, I was trying to figure out what it was, because I know in different road constructions and all that, you can have these, the drains of the road runoff, and whether
Right.
they were catch basins of that nature.
exactly.
And so I just wondered, having, as a child, almost fallen into one, it was they were putting the State Road 77, the old Everett Dam, when they were building all that, back when we were doing infrastructure. Yeah, they were building that road, and I used to run across the field to my grandparents' house next door, but eminent domain put the road right between the two houses. So I was 5 years old running across, and before my mom could get a hold of me, and they had left it open. Yeah, and it was a scary time. Yeah, I almost did a baby Jessica there, and,
But you lived to tell the tale.
and you lived to tell the tale, and my mother was mad. Oh,
Well, sometimes you can be out in the woods.
yeah,
I've seen it myself several times, and there's an open well, like a hand-dug
Yes,
well with water in it.
Yeah.
And I think,
oh my God, yeah.
why don't
Yeah,
they
my mom
cover
was-
them? A kid could go running, you know.
She was so mad that as a child, when I saw the map of New Hampshire, I thought it was shaped that way because she'd taken a chunk out of it. Yeah, she was mad. Oh, boy. So, yeah, that's
Well, I
the
can't
questions as to
blame her,
what, how
but, yeah.
cisterns operate and what their structure is. So thank you for that.
Everybody got the email from the fire chief, Linda forwarded on
Got
Sunday?
it?
Yeah,
Okay.
as informative as it
No
was.
issues?
Betsy, did you get that email from Linda on Sunday from the fire chief?
Yeah, I'm all set
All
on
right.
this one. I watched the planning board side of it.
Great, thank
Okay.
you.
And Justin,
Perfect.
should you have to read that email into the record or just notate that we received that message?
I was just gonna notate it, because I mean, there's no background on it.
There's nothing
Yeah, it's
to
just
it,
nothing.
yeah.
Fire chief, yeah.
Wonder if he'll have his PJs on. No, you don't have your PJs on, so you weren't in bed yet.
Sorry.
Have a seat.
Seriously, come on, you know the drill.
It was never Monday night. When did you switch to Monday?
I thought we were always
Always
Monday.
been Monday
We've always
night.
been
You
Monday.
need to join the group back again.
Apologize.
All right, you mind just grabbing the mic? Yeah, absolutely, thank you. All right, moving right on, case 21-9, Chestnut and Cape, Inc., Old Canterbury Road between School Street and Main Street, map 110, lot 29. Applicant is proposing to build a 21-unit elderly housing development and is requesting the following relief. A variance from Article 5B4E, setbacks, fire cistern. Elderly housing setback requirement is 50 feet. The proposed cistern is 6.5 feet from the lot line and 5 feet from the edge of the roadway. You want to just introduce yourself?
Curtis Nolad, the owner of the property, developing it. I'd like to note that the notice that was written had an error. It is 6.5 from the lot line and 15 feet from the road. And so if you look at the survey map there, it shows that at 15 feet.
Okay, wait a minute.
So it's not closer, it's further back from the road than what it says.
Correct, because the lot line is not the road edge.
Right.
The lot line is back from the road edge, and this is further back from the road edge. And so this is a requirement from the selectmen and from the fire chief to have the 30,000-gallon cistern. The fire chief's recommendation was to have it in this location, but because it is a structure, the town requires us to still get a variance for it, even though it's the town offices that are requiring it. We're a unique lot in that Old Canterbury Road is not traveled frequently. There's very little traffic on it. Majority of the traffic will be for these homes, this community. And so, being a less traveled roadway, this cistern at the town road edge allows easy access for the town fire department without impacting a major traveled way. So if the fire department has to come to the cistern, if they're going to pump from it, they're not shutting down a major traveled way. So there's a few unique things about that that would allow this cistern to be right at that town road edge, opposed to in the development. So there's a convenience for the town fire department to have it at this location, to allow easy access for them in the case of an emergency from other neighboring homes in the community, not just these properties. So it would, with the limited traffic, but then also how the drive loops through, if the fire department was making use of this, there's access around all ways. And then the next thing is it is a structure, but it's a buried structure. And so we're not talking about a building or something above ground, something that's going to obstruct views or appear as if it's crowding. This is still open space. It would be a grassed area that's mowed and maintained and cared for. So that's kind of an overview, if you have any additional questions.
Before we proceed, we only have 4 members. Are you all right with 4 members tonight? We have 3 here, and then we have Betsy on electronic.
Yep.
All set with 4. All right, thank you. The board have any questions for the applicant at this time?
Nothing specific related to the cistern. I have absolutely no problem with that. It sounds like a well thought out plan. I assume I applaud your bravery in doing a big project like that. I mean, multifamily. Wow, there's a lot of units. Just for my own curiosity, is this going to be market rate senior housing or any affordable component to it?
There's no affordable funding that's being contributed to this. We're
Certainly simpler for you.
attempting to make it as affordable as possible.
Yeah.
Of course, we're approaching a very challenging market,
Oh,
so
no kidding.
we'll see where it unfolds.
Well, thanks. I agree. That doesn't have anything to do with the decision about an appeal for the cistern. I was just wondering how you're going to pull it off. Thank you.
Huh? Feel like I'm talking to Obi-Wan. My question is on your 15 feet from road edge. I see that currently we've got the 15 rough gravel roadway, and we're going to a 18-foot width on the paving. So your 15 feet, will that decrease by, say, 1.5 feet to 13.5 feet? Or is your 15 feet from roadway referring to the current gravel?
I believe based on the plan that it is from the proposed road
The
width.
proposed 18-foot
Yes.
roadway, because your box kind of covers up, it says C, and then the box covers up the wording on it.
Could I see look at one of those, Linda?
Sure. And just for the board's information, the setback is only to the lot line. The road is really, I mean, the regulation is only based on the boundary line.
Right, I'm just trying to get my, grasp on distance from roadway and
Right.
that type of thing, and whether or not it was calculated in at that point. Yeah, from the lot line, the 6.5, I mean, it is where, safety and public safety is probably the first concern on a variance, and absolutely is overrides everything else. So the chief has looked at the plan and really had no statement other than he had reviewed it. I can see its location, because normally I would have used the move the shed argument, but, here it's a convenient location for emergency use, And being an underground structure, it's not going to be an eyesore or any deterrent to the neighbors and all. I did wonder about what a cistern is, and Linda was explaining that it's an enclosed 30,000 gallon tank, holding tank, that is not subject to additional water from runoff or a water table or water coming up from the wetlands. So it doesn't mitigate any wetland or water issues for the neighborhood. It simply is what it is, holding that water underground. So it would have no effect on roadside drainage or anything of that nature. So thank you for explaining that. It was helpful. So yeah, that was pretty much my only question, was whether the 15 feet was in fact 15 feet, or perhaps less.
Betsy, do you have any questions or comments for the applicant? No, she has none. You guys said everything well. I'll open up for any abutters. I don't see any. We don't have any correspondence?
Yeah.
All right. At this point, we'll move right into the questions. I'll read the questions, and if you just want to give us the response. Goes for variance from Article 5B 4E. Facts supporting this request. Granting the variance would not be contrary to the public interest because
So having this fire cistern, an enclosed cistern, is in the public interest for life safety use. In this location, it is ideal for the fire department's use, if needed, outside of this immediate development, making it readily accessible for use throughout the community if the fire department needs it in this area.
the use is not contrary to the spirit of the ordinance because
So unlike a above-ground structure, which most of the ordinance is really driven to, this is a buried structure, and so it is not impeding views, it is not contributing to a overly built environment. It really, for the most part, will not be seen.
granting the variance would do substantial justice because
The town, selectmen, fire department require this cistern, and so it is being installed to conform with their requirements. And as mentioned, in the proposed location, it is to the greatest benefit to their use.
the proposed would not diminish surrounding property values because
It increases property values in that proximity to a cistern like this adds value to homeowners. It reduces their insurance costs. So the more cisterns like this that we have in the community, it benefits the community. And it's not a visible impact.
literal enforcement of the provisions of the ordinance would result in an unnecessary hardship because the special conditions of this property that distinguish it from other properties in the area are as follows.
As mentioned, like on Route 4, a heavily traveled way, it wouldn't be practical to put a cistern right at the edge of Route 4. If a fire department had to make use of that, they'd be shutting down a major roadway. This is different in that Old Canterbury Road is not a heavily traveled way, and the location of it would allow, if needed, traffic to easily bypass or go around another way. So the location of this is ideal for the local fire department's use, and the traffic on Old Canterbury Way makes it a reasonable use for them.
owing to the special conditions of the property set forth above that distinguishes it from other properties in the area. No fair and substantial relationship exists between the general public purposes of the ordinance and the specific application of that provision of the property because.
Well, as we mentioned, this is not an above-ground structure, so it's a buried structure, so there's very little impact to any abutters, any neighboring properties, but rather it's an overall benefit to the community to have additional cisterns located throughout the community.
The proposed use is a reasonable one because.
Well, it's a requirement from the town, selectmen, the fire department, so there's no way around it. It's a matter of, are we placing it in the best location on the lot for the use that is required?
Any follow-up questions for the applicant from the board?
None from me. Good job answering these cuckoo crazy questions. One would hope that some year somebody might rewrite them. I don't know if this has to come from Concord or what, but my God,
does.
they're so redundant.
I see that you have stated for public use, meaning that if emergency need arose in the neighborhood, that it would not be a cistern that is only for the community you're building. So I think that's a wonderful point. The one thing I would ask you is that it is what the fire department requested is ideal for them. Just wondering if it is the ideal site for the project. So that would be my only question is like, is it good for you also?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you. Betsy, do you have anything further for the applicant? All right. All right. Yeah, I'm good. I don't have anything for you. We did receive an email from the fire chief just saying he did review the design and everything, so I just want to make sure that we have that. I don't see any butters, so at this point, I'll close public hearing.
Public comment,
Public comment, sorry. Man, those two get you every time.
fine.
Public comments closed.
And do we in fact have any abutters comments, any feedback from abutters?
No,
Okay.
Maybe I'll do probably during the planning board hearing.
I mean, there's an extensive abutters list.
Right, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm guessing that there isn't organized opposition to this, or else they would probably be here now.
Yeah.
Unless you told them Tuesday.
We all received the same notice. I was in error.
I think it's good. Like you said, I mean, it's underground. No eyesores, no nothing. Like Ted said too, is, there's no butters. Nobody's opposing this. I think it's fine. I mean, I think he answered the questions great. I don't have anything further. Anybody else? No?
And procedurally, do we need to wait for another meeting to get any feedback from things that people have seen tonight, or can we
no,
take
that was
from
only
this?
during COVID when we were on Zoom.
Very good.
Well, if we're all set, we can move on to a motion. If anybody would like to make a motion.
Go for it.
Great. I will make a motion to grant the variance for, let me see, we are on Article 5B4E setbacks for fire cistern. Requirement is 50. The cistern is 6.5 from lot line and 15 feet from road edge. The reason would be for public safety. As number one, it would definitely not be contrary to the public interest because this is in the interest of public safety. And I would motion to grant the variance with all stipulations, legalities, and requirements to be met.
Perfect. We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second. Give it to
Oh,
Betsy.
Betsy.
Betsy's got it.
Second by Betsy. Any further discussion? Hearing none.
Back for the-
Ted, how do you vote?
I vote in favor, yes.
All right, Pam?
I vote in favor.
Justin's yes in favor. And Betsy, how do you vote?
Yes.
All right, great. Thank you for coming in on such short notice.
Thank you for your patience.
Good luck.
I really appreciate it. You
luck.
guys are doing a
Thank
great
you.
job.
All right,
Thank you.
bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Linda.
Thanks, Kurt.
We'll move right on. Any internal business we have to deal with?
No, not that I'm aware of. Susan, do you have anything? Other than to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving and,
You mean we gotta go home? It's only 7:10.
I know.
Yes. Prime time isn't even on yet. Goodness.
Make it home
So,
for Jeopardy.
what was the name of that? I guess we call it,
Next month's meeting's all right, right? Monday.
Yeah, let's look at that and
Just
be
make
sure.
sure we're good
I
on
think we did.
the week of Christmas.
yeah.
The 27th is the fourth one?
Yes.
All right,
That's after Christmas.
yeah, okay.
Let me get to calendar.
It's fine by me.
We all check our calendars. Holy cow. I got a lot of stuff going. 27, no school winter holiday break.
Woo-hoo.
I will not be at Disney.
Good.
Okay.
Well, if that works out, let's just wait for one more motion.
Yes, sir. Motion to adjourn this here meeting.
We have a motion to adjourn, second by Betsy. Ted, how do you vote?
In favor, sir.
Pam?
Yes.
Justin, yes. Betsy?
Yes.
Great, thank you, Betsy. Thanks, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
Well, happy
Enjoy.
Thanksgiving, Susan. Happy
And a
Thanksgiving.
Merry Christmas if you
To-
do all
to-
that stuff.
All 7 of the people that view us, happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah. Great.
That's right, too.
Good
We
job.
will.